Hello, I'm your host, Salma Arroyos Moncada, and I'm here today with my guests, Yahriel Barbeitia.
Hello, happy to be here.
Isaac Gonzalez.
Hello.
And Armando Saenz.
Nice to be here.
As the percentage of parents who choose not to vaccinate their children rises, so does the prevalence of diseases such as whooping cough, measles, and mumps. On top of that, a vaccine education program has been canceled in Arizona because of the outcry of over 120 individuals and families. In an attempt to prevent illnesses from spreading throughout the communities, should vaccines be mandatory? This is SPOTcast. Why do you think parents choose not to vaccinate their kids?
I think that one of the main reasons that parents don't want to vaccinate their children for is because of the ingredients that they see in these vaccinations. For example, aluminum. If you were to see that as an ingredient in a vaccination, you would be hesitant or reluctant to give it to your child.
For me, I believe it's a mixture of both personal and religious beliefs. Most of the personal beliefs are probably coming from information that they may have seen on the media.
I believe that it is because of misinformation and paranoia about what's in them, and paranoia about how often their newborn children have to get vaccinated between the ages of 0 and 18. They probably think it's a lot.
Keeping that in mind, Isaac, should a vaccine education program even be in place?
Absolutely. I think it's very important that we have an education program in place, because not only is it important in every aspect of our lives, it's especially important when that education pertains to the health of our children.
Yeah, also believe that there should be a vaccination education program, mainly because of the fact that if we're not educated on something, we're only making assumptions based off what we know, and if we're educated on it, it might even change our opinion. So I truly do believe we should have a vaccination education program.
Alright, I definitely think that there should be a vaccination education program because it's important for parents to know about the diseases that these vaccines help prevent and how dangerous these diseases really are, and why it's important to get your children vaccinated against these diseases.
So, Yahriel, keeping that in mind again, do the perceived risks outweigh the benefits for the anti-vaccination parents of vaccines?
Well, for anti-vaccination parents, the perceived risks that they see in vaccines are that they might cause autism or behavioral issues later on, development issues, and I think that in their mind, that is having those issues is worse than having the disease that the vaccine prevents in the first place.
Yeah, like some of the perceived risks they see online, like all these warning signs and side effects, may outweigh the benefits for them, even though most of the time these risks end up not being true or uncorrelated at all. This is enough for these parents not want to vaccinate their children.
Well, considering that most of these perceived risks have not been factually proven, I'd say that they don't outweigh the benefits of receiving vaccinations.
Are unvaccinated children considered to be a risk to others in the community?
I would say that it depends on the circumstance and the environment, because if they're nearby children or people that have been vaccinated, they're not that much of a danger. But if they're nearby people who really don't have vaccinations, either for their own choice or they actually can't because they're too young or because of medical reasons, then it becomes a danger.
I believe that individual children shouldn't be considered risks in a community. However, when the number of children who are unvaccinated in a community begins to rise, that is when we should start seeing the issue with more caution.
I believe that unvaccinated children can be a danger to the community because they diminish something called herd immunity. With herd immunity, it helps protect those people that can't be vaccinated because of medical reasons. Since no one around them has the disease because they're vaccinated for it, they're not in that big of a danger for it.
Alright, and Armando, finally, should vaccines be mandatory?
I believe that a single vaccine shouldn't be mandatory, because if you truly do believe that this vaccine is not going to help you and it's only going to make you worse than where you started from, you shouldn't be forced to take it. However, it shouldn't exempt you from all vaccinations, because some of them truly are out there just to help you. So if like a single one, it doesn't have to be mandatory, but I believe some of the more dangerous ones or required ones should be.
I don't believe vaccines should be mandatory. However, I do believe some laws should be put in place for easier access. For example, children of the age of 15 or higher should be able to decide whether or not they receive vaccines.
I believe that vaccines should definitely be mandatory, especially the ones that have been around for a while and have been tested and proven to not cause any harm to the person that receives it. And vaccines that can be Vaccines that can be optional would be those that are new and experimental and haven't been around for a long time, so people can opt out of that if they wish to.
That's all the time that we have today. I would like to thank my guests, Yahriel Barbeitia, Isaac Gonzalez, and Armando Saenz for being here. For Spot 127, I'm Salma Arroyos Moncada, and this has been an episode of SPOTcast.